How about
there
now?
There we go, guys.
Is that better? Testing?
Yeah.
Please?
Pause and press play again if you can't.
Still no audio.
See.
Yes, there he goes. Jim got it.
Yes.
Thanks,
Okay.
Jim.
All right. Sorry about that, guys. What I was trying to say earlier is that
Thanks,
XSplit
Jim.
had a yeah. Thank you, Jim, and thank you, Carl, all you guys. Whenever XSplit goes through an update, sometimes it just changes the journal settings back to the normal settings, and that's what happened today. So, sorry about that. As we were preparing for the broadcast tonight. Okay, so all right. So now that you guys are here, we have a couple of pretty big announcements to throw out to you guys. First off, is that this is going to be the week that we finally ship the last Kickstarter engine. That's right, the last Kickstarter engine is going to be shipped this week. So we're thank you very much, guys, for being so patient with us and working with us, and through this entire process, making the machine better and better and better and better and better. Everything that you guys have given us when it comes to feedback has just made this machine that it is today. So thank you guys for that. Let's see. I just want to let you guys know that that's it. Now, for all the system orders that are out there, we are still working on them, and we are still committed to getting you guys out all the Kickstarter systems as well.
It's just over 10
yeah.
systems left, and they're in process.
Yep.
So, a couple weeks they should all be closed out, maybe 3.
Yeah. Are these engines? Oh, great question, Powers USA. Are these engines shipping with 2 hotheads? As of right now, no. Only 1.
We will have extra 100 heads in 3 weeks, but
yep.
they're in process also. We had a little hiccup, but that's fine. It's all worked out, and so the orders were released.
Yeah, I'm very glad that we stopped on a couple of these guys, because some of them had issues.
It's printing good now.
Yeah. I'm glad that we delayed for a couple of them. Well, it's because some of the chips were different. So it's okay. It's okay. Everything that you guys are getting is working perfectly. So from everything that I've seen so far, I mean, have you seen anything different than that?
Jim, do we owe you a hothead? Is that what's going on?
I believe we do. So, and for those people who've only received 1 hothead with their system or engine, don't worry about it. We know you guys are on back order. We're working to get that rectified as fast and as soon as possible.
But it never hurts to remind us.
Yes.
And there's no offense taken by an email, friendly email saying, where the hell's my hothead? Because we owe it to you.
Yep.
And it helps put pressure on production, too.
Yep. It really does. So, okay. Next thing is what I wanted to bring up was a little bit of the slicer recipes. Now, if you guys are still using A33, Repitrel A33, the old recipes will work. However, you really should update your firmware. You really should update your software so that you no longer have any kind of acknowledge codes. We'll be more than happy to go through that stuff as well. Skype in with us, team view in with us, and we'll help do that kind of stuff as well. But you're going to want to get the new software because it does change a lot. The old slicer recipes that are out there, you guys are going to have to update your slicer recipes along with updating your firmware and your software. There are a lot of little tweaks that we put into all of this, which makes it a lot more robust.
Did you show any samples of the print?
I did not. You know what?
I'll grab some. I'll be right back.
Okay. So, yes. The 1.75 and the 3, yes. So, oh, good. Okay. Power says I'm waiting till others get theirs. Okay, excellent. Yes. Yes, 1.85 is the latest version of Repitrel. So if you haven't downloaded it already, if it's not up there on the regular broadcast, if it's not up there, well, we'll put it up there and we'll also send you the link. But you may have to bug us if you haven't received the link just as of yet. Okay, the 3mm. So that you guys know, we're still working on the 3mm hothead. The one that we have, we're working on a couple of different attachments to it to make sure that what we're going to be giving to you guys is a lot more reliable, as we talked about before. The original Mark 1, for everybody who's not aware, the original Mark 1, which has the 1.75 millimeter filament, you might be thinking to yourself, well, there are others out there that have the 1.75 and they got the 3. Well, the problem with the 3 is that it pigtails at the very end of the spool, and it goes in. It basically is able to, in this case, and even for a lot of people out there who are trying to use the conversion kits and stuff like that, it does not print all the filament that you have on your spool. So oh wow. So we're still working on that to make sure it's a lot more reliable. Just for those people who haven't heard the updates in the past. Oh yes. Oh yeah. So we've been printing up a storm, which you probably just saw from Carl, and he just brought in a ton of prints here. Some of these are actually quite large in scope and size, and the most amazing thing about all these guys, which I'll hold up here, like this guy right here, used the prime on prime, had absolutely no, virtually no cleanup at all, except just to take it off the bed. So
it came out even cleaner than that one.
Oh yeah, yes it did.
These settings are nailed.
Yes, they are. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. Oh, that is beautiful.
Yeah.
So
okay,
is that 300 micron?
Yeah, this is a 300 micron print.
Okay.
It's nothing special.
Yep.
So as you guys know, we've been finding our way through this printing forest through the last 2 years practically. And one of our goals from the very beginning was to be consistent and to go from printer to printer. So in the building at this moment are 6 printers. Well, actually, someone just picked up 2 of them.
2, yeah.
There are 4 printers that are printing. There were 6 all morning long.
Yep.
And what we want to do was give it a more challenging part. So, you can see this part has a lot of geometry to it. It has some overhang action going on there, and it has a lone island that prints up there. Now, this is completely unretouched. Still got the frog fingers. Notice there is no spiders of any kind.
Yep.
Comes out quite good. And so we thought, well, we'll do that on each machine. So I came over about 4 in the morning this morning, and I started this print on machine 1, this print on machine 2, this print on machine 3, so and so. All 6 of them came out fine except for 1, which ran out of filament.
Yeah.
So we feel like we're starting to have a recipe that's predictable and transportable, and that makes us feel a lot better, and I'm sure it makes some of you guys feel better too. I mean, tedious, lethargic, a lot of very good adjectives about us and this project, but the bottom line is we're getting there. And so, yeah, 310,000, 100 to 105 for the prime, and 80 for the unprime, not 100. 80? It's
okay,
80.
I'm sorry.
80 for the unprime. So you set your head up, you don't have to worry about your slicer anymore. It doesn't have to even think about it. All you do is set your temperature and your Z height and your slicer. The rest of it's pretty much automatic now. So, and another thing that was reported to us this week was David Kibble in England has been doing tons of testing, and he had one phenomena he's been trying to figure out, and believe it or not, he used Cura. And he found out that Cura sliced a lot faster and solved a printing anomaly, a bulge at the Z seam, because they do interpolated ZXY.
I'll be darned.
Yes.
Okay.
Without a hiccup on it.
Huh.
So I thought that was pretty good news. He shared it with me yesterday. David, if you ever get to watching this broadcast, and I know you will,
thank you.
A million thank yous for your hard work and for your information. We greatly appreciate it, and I believe the people we share it with will also find good stuff. So what we're going to be doing this week or the next couple weeks is trying to find out more about Cura. Apparently there is a command line hook that we can call it with, and we're not against that. We want to use the best slicer that we can find, and we all know it's not realistic to think we're going to have a slicer anytime before Christmas, and we're not going to say which year, so let's get what the best one is, and we'll keep it coming to you guys. So we'll be checking on it. Let's see what Howard's just said there.
He's replying to Jay Lee. He says, where do you enter in the prime on prime values? And just quick little overview, guys. When you click on the very top, you'll see 3D view, and you'll see the control tab. Click on the control tab.
You want to do screen
or
share?
manual control.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I might be able to. Hold on a second. That's actually a better way of doing this. Sorry. I know. What do we say? Show me, don't tell me.
That's right.
Yeah, sorry.
That's
sorry.
right.
I was violating rule number 2. I apologize, guys. All right. So give me just 1 second, and I'll show this. I'll show this to you. All right. Let's go to screen number 1, capture. There we go. Okay. Let me go ahead and move this guy over just a little bit. Okay. So that is a little bit better. All right. Now, so if you go to the control tab, and you'll see underneath these particular settings that you see for each one of those particular slots that you see up there, you'll see this little tab that you click on. Any one of these tabs that you have an extruder head plugged into.
Yeah, and our printer is MIA right now. Someone took it to the Nashville Maker Fair this weekend.
Yeah.
Even from the broadcast room, we got plenty of. Hey, can you team view into one of the printers downstairs? No.
I can do one that's even better than that. Let me go ahead and bring up this particular thing right here.
I have to be able to control it.
Oh yeah.
So, but then I can't show them the screen. I was going to show them the screen on the system.
Well, that's true. This is the other biggest thing, guys, that you see up here is the fact that we have the drop cam up and running again
at the factory.
Yeah, let me just go ahead and make that.
Wow.
Now. So there you go. So you guys can see everything running and working, and so if we sent you guys the invites from before through your email, it's the same link which will get you into this to actually see this. If you want to have access to the drop cam, please send HYREL3D@gmail.com a request and with the correct email address, and we will send this to you. We'll send you a link to it. So there you go. And you have the okay. We can plug in the printer behind you. Lord Davo says we have an extension cable. So okay.
What was the question that Jim asked?
It said, Carl, can you provide some theory, quote unquote, behind the 3' and unprime settings?
Absolutely, I'm thrilled to do that. Okay, so there are 3 numbers for each, the prime and the unprime. The first number is how many pulses. And pulses is a very specific quantity of material. So I won't tell you what the pulses per nanoliter conversion is, because it actually is pulses per 10 nanoliters. Just know there's a direct correlation, which means if you're not getting enough suck back, give it a little more pulses. So number 1 is the pulses. The number 2 is how fast the pulses are executed. So imagine you're fishing and you're going to pull slowly out of the water, or you're going to jerk it out of the water. So the same thing's true here. We're trying to get the material to quickly suck back so there's no dribble going on. That's what gets rid of those spider webs that you see. So we experimented with all kinds of numbers. We've had 5 different people: Greg, Les Music, Rafal, David Kibble, us, and Tim, all playing with different numbers. And this is how we arrived at the comfortable numbers for ABS on an MK1 1.75 millimeter filament, and that's what he just published. So 300 pulses, 10,000 pulses per second, and the last number is the millisecond dwell. And the reason for that is we issue the suck back command over the CAN bus, so it flies out over the CAN bus, and in approximately 1 to 2 milliseconds, there is a small latency there, that command is received by the hothead and executed. But it takes time for those to actually start drawing backwards, and so it takes so many milliseconds for that to activate. And so then when you get to where you're starting to flow again, we will rapidly move the material back forward, the filament, and then when we get to where we're supposed to be going, it goes so it doesn't go and then stop. It comes fast up and then flows at the rate it's supposed to, which, believe me, is a lot lower than 10,000. It's more like 500, 400 at the speeds we're printing at. So that is how those 3 items work. How many steps, how fast, and how long after you issue the command you want me to wait before moving on the next move. Now that said, that has made a huge difference in the quality of the printing. However, there's one other thing that has made this feasible, because a lot of the slicers don't recognize that you're moving the material back and forth a lot. And so they will do a prime unprime sometimes half a millimeter apart, and that just chews up the plastic. So that's not a good scenario. You will end up filling your head with plastic dust. So what I did was I wrote a filter. So if you look, it'll say auto prep G code right next to where it says set G1 speed uniform. It's under the G code editor.
Okay, there you go.
Set all G1 speed 2. So if you click auto prep G code, it looks through all the file and finds out where it goes from a printing to a non-printing move. And then it determines if the non-printing move is under a certain size. If it's under that certain size, which right now I believe is a millimeter, it will not execute the prime unprime, because by the time you move the millimeter, you're less than a second anyway. So it keeps you from chewing up the material, and it creates no anomalies on the surface unless you're trying to make a half millimeter gap that you're jumping over, in which case you're going to be sorely disappointed anyway, because to start and stop in half a millimeter is possible, but not possible 10,000 times in a row, because the plastic starts to get chewed up. So that's the way it works.
Okay.
Try it. I think you're going to like it, and when you do that, you're also going to find out that you can print faster. So I'm typically printing at 2,500 with the large motors to 3,000. With the small motors, I'm able to print at 1,800 to 2,000 when I make these modifications.
Okay.
So these parts right here were all made at 2,500 instead of 1,500 or 1,200. So that's 2.5 meters a minute. You can do the math, but it works out to be almost a couple of inches per second.
Mm-hmm.
So it's getting better. Like we said before, reliable, beautiful, fast, in that order. And we're already working on several things to speed this up to double it yet again. So it'll be fun to see how that works out. Certainly,
agree.
1 or 2 head prints I can get a lot faster with.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's see what the other questions are here.
Let's see. Carl, I did ask a question further up the street. Okay, no, we just got to that. Okay. Hopefully that was the right one. Let me just make sure. Okay, the prime unprime. Okay, inches. Yeah, we are. Okay, we answered all this. Okay. Let's see. When will Illumin asks, when will you implement the smaller motor?
Ask me when I get back from China, because I'm going to look at how our design. We got a meeting with a motor manufacturer that has our new design that they think they can build it. So we're going to see if their engineers tell us that they can do it for us. I have yet to find anybody here that can do it for under the price of a small car.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, but I'm able to get what I want in a different configuration for just a couple dollars. If we can get this going, and I am 99% sure I can make this happen, I believe it's going to change the way all print heads work. It will become a standard.
Oh,
I can't imagine it not. So, well, we'll find out. Proof's in the pudding.
Yep.
So, we're working on the small motors. We're actually working on several things. This trip, I've got smaller motors, deep UV LED lighting, the trough, the new trough replacement
Yep.
with the motor wiper on it,
Mm-hmm.
new hotbed, and those things are just the new developments of which I'm going over to do the sourcing on.
Screen.
Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Screen/tablet that we might go to.
Yep. And cabling. So a lot of cabling.
Yeah.
So, and also, guys, if you've been having problems with your, sorry.
No.
Okay.
No, I was saying hi to Nerd Rocks.
Oh.
He said hello.
Oh, hi, Nerd Rocks. Okay. I thought I was saying something wrong. So yeah. So if you guys are having problems with your cables, if your cables got there like the ones that you see, nope. There we go. Like that. See those little flat flux cables right there are the ones that go straight up. If those guys were pinched in shipment and you got yours and they look kinked up or pinched, or if there was something like a dimple that was there because the packagers, when whoever shipped it got there and it was
Let us know.
Let us know immediately.
We'll send you new ones, no charge.
Yeah. So, because that has happened on a couple of these things, which their throwing arms are getting better. Let me say that. So, let's see. David Geipel asked, "Oh, did I miss the good part? So no last minute sneaking into the Maker Faire. No, unfortunately, they never got back in touch with us as to if we could get into the World's Maker Faire up in New York.
I don't see us going.
So
we're going to put our efforts on our own Maker Faire, which is just a few months off, and
in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So the Atlanta now is no longer a mini Maker Faire; it is a Maker Faire, and we've got like 3 or 4 in the area. It's really surprising now. We've got the Turner, as in Turner Broadcasting, has their own Maker Faire. There's also one in Sandy Springs. And I heard somewhere that there are a couple of others, like I think the Gwinnett Geek Space guys, which if you guys are watching, awesome. Thank you very much for your support. Gwinnett Geek Space guys we're trying to start up their own little thing, and also with the Decatur Makerspace out there as well. So, and if David Sluter's out there, thank you very much for working with us and all your help and support. We do appreciate it.
Totally.
So, and if you guys don't know who David Sluter is in the Atlanta area, when you meet the man, shake his hand because he is awesome. He's the reason why the Maker Faire even exists here in Atlanta.
Oh,
so,
there you go.
So that and all the people who work with him. So, let's see. I just throw a couple printers over the fence and sneak in the Kickstarter section of Maker Faire.
I think I got a spy working on that very plan.
It can happen. It can happen. Let's see. Powers, you say, on large moves greater than 50 millimeters, I see plastic come out prematurely, which goes into the blob on the edge of the next feature.
Are you running 1.85? And are you running these numbers?
Okay. The way to check it, which version?
He knows. He knows.
Okay. Well, I was just going to show everybody that if you wanted to check...
You have to have it hooked up.
Yeah.
We need to hook it up to a printer next time.
Yeah. So... Well, I mean, you can see what version of if you're using.
That's HYREL, but you got to make sure you got 1.85.
Yes.
Oh well, Jim, you're hurting yourself here. 1.85 is the result of at least 500 hours of testing over the last couple of weeks by multiple parties. So we found tons of caveats and bugs, as such as they were, and so it's finally stable enough to make these parts. This part is a 2-inch jump. Almost exactly. It's 1.875 inches, so that would be 48 millimeters approximately, and there is no spider webs and no blobbing going on.
Yep.
So
it's the part that you're seeing being made right now.
Yeah, give it a try.
Up in there. Yeah.
As I tell Davo, don't talk to me about old software. We've been moving so fast, he keeps coming to me with 1.70 or 1.45. Just put the new stuff in, then let's fix it, because it's a big jump forward.
Mm-hmm. It's a great jump.
Yeah, I am certain that you will find some stuff, and I am anxious to find out what you find. But I think you're going to be much more pleased with the results you're getting with 1.85 once you set that up.
Yeah.
So.
Thanks, Davo. He says that all the time.
I do. By the way, in public, Davo's been doing an amazing job this week. He single-handedly shipped half a dozen printers. All we did was watch him work the whole week. Thank you, Davo.
Yes.
By the way, since you're online, 3 systems and 3 engines were printing this morning. Unfortunately, we had to get rid of a couple of those engines.
And 1 system, too.
Oh, no, that's the 4th system.
Oh, yes, it was the 4th system. So
when you come to work tomorrow,
I don't know how to count.
Sergey will be here at 8 o'clock, ready to pack up those systems.
Yep.
I know you love it.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Davo, he's our go-to guy. He trains everybody. He makes sure it gets shipped right, because if he doesn't, he's the one who gets the first call. So he's really Inspector Gadget on that one. And we appreciate him looking over our shoulders on it all.
Yes.
You know what? I don't know what we would have done without him, to tell you the truth. It would have been a much rougher ride.
Yeah.
He has an attitude that's hard to find. So, in public, we love you, man.
Thank you.
Don't let your wife know. She can care.
Let's see. David Geipa says, when will the new slicer recipes go up?
Whoa.
Okay.
Okay. That's a very good question. You should hound us mercilessly, because as good a job as Davo did, he didn't hound me enough to give him the recipes.
Mm-hmm.
So we will try to get those up and posted by midnight tomorrow night. How's that sound? 3 recipes. 400, 300, and 200. We'll let you play with 100 microns. ABS.
Yep.
I already have it.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
Let's see. Jaylee says, just try flashing the hothead with the prime unprime values, but closing, reopening, or else the values will not save.
Are you pushing right click? Hover over the button that says flash and it will say you have to right click in order to flash this.
Yeah.
And then it's going to re-verify after you right click and say you're going to change these settings. Are you sure? Then you click yes, then it will flash it.
Yep.
And we did that because we don't want you accidentally changing these numbers. They're important numbers, and they're numbers that once you set them, I don't play with them. I mean, I've printed probably 300 prints in the last 2.5 weeks, and I've never touched my numbers once I got them right.
Yep.
So, and by the way, we put the same numbers on 6 printers with 6 different heads. Actually, that's a lie. One of them had 1.72 instead of 1.75, and I think that was one that was ambitiously hobbed.
Are you talking about the? Oh, yeah, it was.
So, the hobbing function is top secret. That means we don't know what the hell we're doing. We just do it. But we have yet to find a machine shop that will actually hob the way we want them hobbed. So we have contracted internally to do this, and there is a small, very small tolerance actually to it.
Yep.
So
it really is.
yes, you can.
Yep.
Put your finger on the button and hold it there, and it will pop up and it will act like a hover, I think.
Yes. In Windows 7. And this goes for everybody who's got Windows. Yes, and XP as well.
It'll act like a right click. You'll see it.
Yeah, but on Windows 7 specifically, when you press and hold your finger down, you'll see a little circle that goes around where your finger is. If you've got small fingers like mine,
try it,
use your
Jim.
pinky.
Push it and hold it down.
Yeah.
Count to like 9 or 10, and it should pop up with the message saying,
Yeah.
"You sure you really want to do this, big boy?" And give that one a try.
Yeah, and that'll work. So, and that's only where it says flash. And then after it flashes. You'll probably still see the information or question marks down below. If you click the little reset button on the bottom, it will update all of that. But if you have any kind of heat going to the head, or if you got any kind of commands going to the head, it cuts off all of that on that one head. Yeah.
David wants us to plug into the computer, the printer behind us.
Yeah. You want to do that?
Oh, it's
All
a
right.
pain in the neck.
Let's do Well. Gee, thanks, Davo. All right.
You got it?
Yeah. Okay.
I hope it's got the right software on it.
All right.
Oh, okay. So you're just gonna plug the USB in
Yeah.
and connect up. I got it. All right, then let me. Yeah, let's see what else we got here.
This is Agent Zero. Just to let you know beforehand. So I think I did update this guy. Oh. So yeah, there goes our antivirus.
Okay.
So give us.
So hold on a second. Let's see. Okay, pal, Jim. The prime and unprime can be programmatically changed, but you shouldn't be playing with them when you are by doing the number wheel. So you can execute an M721, 722 at any time in the program, and yes, so it could be changed. However, the things that can safely be changed, or at least we have tested it and have had no problems negative, is the fudge factor, which is your flow rate multiplier. So if you're underflowing or overflowing, you can safely change that. But I have, here's the problem.
Oh, it's first of all, it's plugged in.
Yeah, if you start playing with the prime unprime, there are 3 numbers, not 1. So as you change each number, it's going to try to recalculate because it doesn't know what's going on, and you stand the chance of getting the numbers screwed up. I prefer you to do one M code that has all 3 of the desired values presented at one time. And if you want to know what that looks like, load any job you want, go to the COM port, click on the transmit so you can see what's being sent, and just run the job and then 2 seconds later kill the job. And you will see the exact format on how the prime and unprimed numbers are being sent across. And you can stick that similar code, i.e. the same format, but with the numbers of your choice, anywhere you want inside of your program. And then at that point you can auto-generate. Remember, anything that runs in the code overrides the defaults. The idea was to make it so you didn't have to include it in most prints, and then if you got a more tricky print, then you would be able to override it upon your as you wish. So, so far, so good on that. Okay.
Okay, we're connected.
Let's see what it says.
Well, this one's with a laser, but that's okay. That's right.
Oh, I love David Guyver.
We've been having a little bit of fun with the laser. So, okay.
Yeah, those are really where we have the cockroach races. Don't
Yeah.
believe them for a second. We have a heck of a betting pool going on here. Okay. David, you're asking about the laser? Just so you know, we're probably not going to sell the laser. We're going to give you a link to a place to buy a compatible laser from our partner in Shenzhen. That'll keep your price down and our liability small.
Yep. Let's see. Okay.
And yeah, you have to sign a non-disclaimer thing when you do get it anyway. Hey, it's a blast to use, and we're looking forward to showing some secret sintering capability soon. I ain't gonna say anything about it, because he'll kick me out the door.
That's about as much as you need to know. So yeah. So June, this is where the flash button is. Just right click on there or hold it down, and there you go. And it's the reset. So.
Wow.
All right.
Awesome sauce. Good. All right.
All right.
There's an EMO GR17 in the toolbox.
Oh, okay. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
It doesn't affect anything on the laser,
Well, that's true.
as long as you leave it as a laser.
Okay.
It's all good.
All right, we'll leave that for another time.
So I can't
Okay.
bother you when I burn my eyes out. Well, our goal is for you not to burn your eyes out. You know, Davo actually burnt the LCD screen with a laser this week. So, you know, there you go.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, 40 watts is a lot of power. What we've done, okay, so David's on the subject of the laser, so let me digress for a minute. I know it's not as important as printing, although it gets to be interesting when you use it to cut your Davo pads off of your print. So, one thing that I've done is I've got several universities that are working with us, and we are using the laser for several printing applications. I won't say it's stereolithography, we have another word for it. It's coined COD, but anyway, the bottom line is that we tried focusing the laser, and it turns out that we're able to focus it down to a very small dot on the order of 25 to 30 microns, which would be about a little over 1/1000th of an inch. And at that point, you don't need power. You just need to keep moving or you're going to catch fire. So it actually is pretty cool, and you know, we're waking. Yeah, COD technology, that's right. Not cash on delivery.
It's just...
It's...
No. No, David Geico. Bad.
That's David milking the cow for information.
Yeah, I know.
In secret, man. Meet us in the special place.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, for the rest of you guys, you don't know it, but David used to Skype in with us every night, keeping us going months ago.
Yeah.
And we owe him big time. It was a lot of days we were ready to kick the can over the window, and he would talk us back to sanity. So.
Yeah. Thank you, David.
You know, he might know us better than we know ourselves at that point.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
I'm going to try not to have a heart attack. So, okay. Yeah, so we just went over the soap string here.
Well, David, you're going to like this. There's actually orange panels on the way.
Yeah.
Now you can guess what we're doing with it.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
That's right.
Anyway, So we feel like we're starting to get going a little bit better. I know we say that every week, and this week might be truer than the rest of them. Part of it, we're just encouraging each other, but part of it is we do feel, I know I do, and I think David does too. I think we all feel revitalized a little bit. We had a decent shipping week. Might have been our biggest shipping week almost, or it is actually.
Yeah.
And and next week will be even bigger. I know you did 5, but they took 4 weeks to get the 5 done.
I know.
So this one really started closer to virgin territory.
Yes, it did.
So let's see how this week goes. I'm hoping that we get almost 10 units out this week.
We should be able to.
Well, depends on whether we count the 2 from last week and this week or not.
No, actually it doesn't.
Yeah, I think we'd be great if we got 8 units out this week, 5 systems and 3 printers, 3 engines.
I could see that happening.
And then you follow it up with 10 engines the next week.
Okay.
There you go.
I'll definitely do that.
So I would be, I'm going to be pleased with that. And then the tidal wave is on its way for the systems. Systems are definitely in mass.
Mm-hmm.
What's 30 more calls?
Yeah. David gave us his orange narrows down the wavelength a bit. Yeah. Just leave it at that.
We have,
Just leave it at that.
David, you're going to like this one thing though. Can you say we're able to use resins from 280 to 450 nanometers? So that means you have about 500 sources of the resin. Oh, I wasn't supposed to say that.
Yeah.
Dolman, when are you
leaving to China? When are you going to China?
I leave on Thursday morning around 10 a.m. is my flight.
Mm-hmm.
And 100 years later, I arrive at Hong Kong.
Yep.
David, I can only imagine what you're like at a party, man. You're one heck of an instigator.
See, he likes to poke. See, David likes to box. He likes to poke.
Mm.
So.
Who's X-Forma 23? What?
X-Forma 23. You're gonna kill me. It's not on the top of my head. I'm sorry.
It's okay. So, well, here's the deal. We have a full-time person that works for us every day, 6 days a week actually. His name is York. York is a young man, about 24, 25 years old, speaks great English, and he's actually extremely intelligent. And he has helped us solve some very difficult sourcing problems. And the owner of the company there, his name is Ty, and he's the one who helped us do the initial website. And he watches over the money and the technology for us. And he is, without a doubt, one of the biggest blessings we've had. We put him side by side for Lord Devo, and I really have trouble deciding who's been more helpful. They both have been. So we feel like they're all part of our family. That said, when new parts are coming out or new suppliers are coming, we of course send out multiple quotes. York will vet the suppliers for us, and then we pick the top 2 or 3 and we get some samples made. Because in China, the way it works is, if you give a drawing, say for a square,
yep.
The square will come back as a square, but it'll be all scratched up unless you write on the drawing, do not scratch.
Yep.
Or if you write musty burr, or a hole that's tapped might look like it is curly Q hair coming out of it, because that's something you did not specify. If you specify the finish, you will get it. It's not like ordering parts from a quality supplier who would be aghast at giving something that looked like that. It is more difficult to specify. You have to be more particular in your specifications to get the quality you're looking for. If you specify it, you actually get pretty consistent quality. Like our sheet metal guy, he's very, very good over there. Now we have a sheet metal supplier here, and believe me, because of shipping and because we like the local economy here, we want to use our local guy, but their delivery is painfully slow. So we'll be making a transition for the large, heavy parts because we pay more in shipping than we do for the parts here.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it works. That's the logistics of it. So the reason I go to China is there are some nuances that can't be done by Skype calls. And there are some things where I'm looking for a source and I just am not able to communicate it accurately in the front end to York and to get it going. We're on Taobao. We do a lot of TeamViewer Taobao shopping together. It's just not the same. Plus, we can order today and I get it tomorrow there. If he orders it and ships it to me, I lose a week. And I'm trying to squeeze down our time development specifically on our next generation hotbed and our head brush, because both of those we feel like are real big steps up for the printer, and that's why we have focus on that particular two functions. So that's what's going on. We love our extrusion supplier. He is doing a smash-up job. They look great. The vacuum form supplier we've got, absolute gold. He said that what he's sending me was horrible. When we got it, it was 5 times better than the ones we got from the guy in Ohio. So at 5 times the price, literally.
Yep.
So you know, some things are going good. That is what 2 weeks of my trip to China is going to be for, and I have 4 days scheduled for Vietnam, where I am working with our partners over there. The same people that were going to do manufacturing are still going to do some manufacturing and sales for the Pacific Rim, but more, they have some new materials that we're going to test. Vietnam is a major rubber supplier, and they have lots and lots of contacts, and as you know, rubber is also latex, and there is some type of post-processing printing capability that we have come across that we're going to try to develop. So that's the purpose of this visit. Now you can call the police and have them stop me on the way.
I know who had X423. Thank you. That was a great hint, by the way.
No problem. Nice. Oh, I know the guy. Yeah, the desk. The desk guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome. So you're awesome, X423. So because I've seen your work. Everyone here has seen your work, and they don't know, but you're freaking amazing. So.
Yeah, you know, we got a place downstairs that would look real nice.
And your name, your real name, is up on the board for printers to be shipped. So it's on the next list of I think it's the next 12. You're within the next 12 or 15, if I'm not mistaken. So
you better hope it's number 15.
So, it could be. It could be.
That means you're getting one of the nice new ones.
So yeah. So okay.
Nice.
Dave Gaipa, a 3D scanner did come a couple of weeks ago. I do have to mention, do not do
a high detail scan as your first one. Does that mean you shouldn't try doing the Eiffel Tower as your first print? Don't do the Eiffel Tower as your first scan. Actually, that wouldn't be the toughest scan in the world, probably.
Because it's all pretty much geometrical.
What kind of scanner did you get, David?
So, yeah. And thank you for being patient with us, X423. Thank you, sir. I'm not sure.
Let's see what David will tell us.
Okay.
You're not going to embarrass us any. It's okay if you got it at Walmart. I hear they have a heck of a scanner.
Yep.
I want to know if he bought I wonder if he got the maker scanner thing.
Oh,
probably.
I think
not.
It's called a Digitizer.
There he is.
Or something?
It was the Matter and Form portable one.
Ah, it was the one that when it came out, when it first came out, it's the one that I hate to say this.
Is it the guys in England?
No, that was a different guy. These are the ones that when they first originally had it, it looked like a CD case that you pop open like this. You know, that popped open like this.
Ah.
And the funny thing is that the entire idea, like the everything like that, looked exactly like what MakerBot came out with later as the MakerBot Digitizer. Looked exactly the same.
Amazing.
So
that they would copy the same open source project.
Exactly. So, only that I think the Matter and Form portal one I think was like $600 for the Kickstarters, if I'm not mistaken, and I think the Digitizer it's being sold for about $1,000 I think now over at or no $1,400 or $1,000 over at Micro Center. So there you go. You got some great plugs. Fantastic. But let's see. I scanned the Funko Groot fixture. Oh, a figure. That's from Guardians of the Universe, the film that just recently came out. It was a complicated scan. Yes. It was the guy that looks like a tree.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
That's what he scanned in. That's a hard one to scan, man. So, really interesting how it came out. It came out, with all the different cracks and stuff like that. So.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of cracks there.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well. So. Thank you, David. Thank you for mentioning that. So. Yeah. I think if there's anything else that. See, I do a punishing test.
I'm glad you're punishing yourself. I mean, that's awesome.
That is definitely a punishing test. So, bad one to do first. It was seriously almost 4 hours. Wow.
That makes sense. Doing a lot of data points.
Yeah. Wow.
Has a lot of detail to it.
Yeah. That's impressive.
All right. Well,
Okay.
how are we doing on time here?
If you guys have any questions, please.
Yeah, get them in quick because we're going to cut this off short. We got a big production in the morning. We got to be in early for. And
so, Dave, well, you saw those two guys, and one of them is a new head. I have a few more heads that I was able to test out and check out. They are in the drawer, ready, waiting for you to go through the next phase with them.
I got one more for you. I just had to put the wire on.
Oh, okay.
So I'll have one more for you in the morning.
Awesome. So, okay. Let's see. Yeoman, I haven't had a chance to test it, but does the Z pause work now?
No. The Z pause. There are 3 things that are on the next revision group of software firmware. And now that 1.85 looks pretty stable, I'm going to leave it sit for the next week or 2 while I start pinging out the 3 tester guys, the initial tester guys, the pause and the card shuffling.
Okay. Okay. I like that.
And right behind the Z pause is the ability to stop at the end of a layer feed off of material detection.
Oh. Okay.
They're all tied together.
Oh, I like that.
So
I like that a lot. Everybody, you're gonna love that too. So, oh yeah. Dave guy put. Now we dared Carl to do better. And Yeoman says I ran out of material.
I hear you. Actually, that happened to me twice this week.
Yeah.
That's the problem when you print a lot. By the way, in case you guys don't know it, I'd say that Yeoman has done more prints than any other person that we know with our printer. And he has completely twisted my head upside down at times with what he's been able to do. Plus, he really affirmed that using the PC with Team Viewer was a very good decision because he runs it remotely on a daily basis. Lots of times starting the printer, going home, just checking on it from his phone. At least that's the little story he gave us. You guys can check it out for yourselves. But Rafal, you got my respect, that's for sure. Phenomenal. It's been a pleasure knowing you. That's a fact. So
that's not a goodbye.
Yeah.
All right, guys. It was a good show tonight.
Not too bad.
It was good. So please, again, bug us when it comes to the slicer settings. Get on to us about that. We'll send that out to everybody. Also, if you haven't updated your machine to 1.85 on Repitrel and also on the firmware for the 407, but also, was it 30C?
30C and 130C. If you have a jumper, it goes to 130C. That's a jumper on your board right here.
You know, if it has no jumper.
If it has a jumper, it's 130C. If it doesn't have a jumper. If it has a jumper, it's 30C. If it has no jumper, it's a little blue wire or a yellow wire right here.
Red wire,
Yeah, wire there in a Z shape. Then it gets the lower number. And if you're confused, Davo has it on the website with pictures because Davo's awesome.
Yep.
And I wish I was 1/4 as awesome. So thank you, Davo. You know what, Davo? Why don't we give you the recipes and you post them up tomorrow, right after we finish shipping that third system?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have 4 ready when you come in tomorrow.
Oh man, it's gonna be a busy day tomorrow.
It's totally
It's
busy.
gonna be great.
You'll be shipping for days.
That means all day is gonna be swamped.
Well, it's just I'm leaving on Thursday. I gotta get everything out of the way early, quick.
Oh yeah.
All right, good.
I know.
All right.
All right. Let's see.
Then, was you got another question there?
Nerd Rock says, please contact me about system this week. Okay. Okay. Well, we'll do that.
Where's Nerd Rocks? Is that the guy in overseas? Ah, you got it.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We will contact you before it goes out. Absolutely.
Well, I think he wants the bigger format one.
Well, he helped us out in several
Oh,
different
yeah,
ways.
no problem there.
So,
I'm just saying, I think he wants to know what it is.
Okay. Yeah.
But I can show him what I've got.
Okay.
Then he can decide if he wants to wait or whatever.
Okay.
So, perfect. When you say bigger, you'll be surprised.
We hope. All right, guys. It's 9 o'clock, and we're going to shut it down. But next broadcast, before we go, next broadcast will probably be after you get back from China. So it's going to be it's going to be about 2 or 3 weeks, right? Or I can do a Dan cast before then.
You probably want to check in once while I'm gone. Because it'll be 4 weeks from today before I'm really back.
Okay, then I'll definitely do one this coming Sunday, letting everybody know what we did for the week.
I get home 3 weeks on Tuesday. I could do a Wednesday night after I get back. So why don't you shoot Wednesday 2 weeks from now, and then I'll follow it in with a Wednesday night broadcast after I get back.
After you get back, but then I'm going to be over there. So, yeah.
We'll do it before you go.
Yeah. Okay, which will be the Wednesday. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. So that's the schedule. So next, not this Wednesday, but the following Wednesday is when we're going to have the next broadcast. So, and I'll send out another Kickstarter update, and also via Facebook and Twitter now that Dave on top of that. So thank you, Dave, yet again. All right, excellent, guys. You have anything else?
I do have something.
Okay.
I do have something. Yeah. I know they just got a few backers there, but a lot of people watch these broadcasts later on. So a lot of people have been Kickstarters. I mean, most everybody up here has been a Kickstarter. And you guys can't know how much it's meant to us to have such a great group behind us, every one of you guys. So it's obvious that it's a technology, and technology evolves. As it evolves, we try to keep improving it. And one of the things is that what you got 6 months ago or last month or next week will be superseded by new designs in the future. Don't panic. Don't feel like you got taken advantage of. We are working on a program to help you guys at no additional cost become saints and get a new printer. So just be patient. We're going to unveil several new models over the next 3 months. That's one of the reasons I'm going there. And so know that we appreciate you so much, and we will not forget what you've done for us. Just make your printer print, wear it out if possible, and when the time comes, we've got a plan so that we can donate the old printers and refresh them with new ones.
Yep.
And I think you won't regret backing us at that point in time. Right now, I'm sure it's on the fence, but at that point in time, I think we will have earned our pay.
Yep.
So, a million thank yous to all of you, and we hope you have a wonderful week, and look forward to seeing Davo tomorrow morning. Good night, guys.
All right. Good night, guys.
Bye.